the newest content for World of Tanks console has been released, or at least the information has been released, and today's video is going to cover everything you need to know about the newest update to World of Tanks console coming next week. And so let's get right into it. Let's see what these vehicles are and the information for the week. So first things first, let's take a look at the previous week, a kind of recap as to what happened, and of course we have seen the introduction of the 40-day challenge to be able to get the Tier 9 Kampfpanzer 50T or the KPZ 50T, the Tier 9 German medium heavy kind of hybrid tank that is actually a very, very good one. It's definitely one that you should be grinding towards if you have the kind of, I believe you have to log in something like 30 days or 35 days out of 45 or something like that, or log in 40 days out of 50. It gives you leeway either side, so you don't have to log in every single day. But you know, if you've missed out this last week and you haven't played at all, you may be struggling to be able to complete it, since it does require you kind of time limited. You have to log in for a set amount of days every single day and complete the challenge. Super easy challenge to do. I believe you only have to get damage, but yeah, really do make sure that you are doing that to get this this free Tier 9 premium tank. In addition to that, we've also got the increased XP earns event, which is genuinely OP. You get 50% more XP when you play a battle and you earn 1,000 or more XP. And of course, if you combine that with the premium bonus that's been going on for the T100LT, the FV4005, all of these sorts of vehicles, then you'll be able to earn not only 50% towards them, but an additional 50%, so effectively 100% more XP when playing them. You then combine it with actual premium time, so you get an extra 50%, so you're up to 150% more XP, so yeah, it's crazy. And then you combine it with any XP boost, and you can quite easily earn like 10,000 XP on a win, really, really easily with all of the XP events for those specific premium tank bonus tanks. Or alternatively, you're still getting an extra 100% XP if you do have just a normal premium account and you are just playing a standard vehicle and you earn 1,000 or more XP in that battle. Yeah, really, really amazing event, and definitely better for people grinding through the tech tree lines than anyone else, really. We had mythology keycards coming back. They're not particularly great. I wouldn't bother having a look at those. We also had the Caboose contract as well for the Caboose mercenary tank. Nothing too major there, to be honest. But yeah, here we go. The upcoming update news, the bit that you probably are more interested in, and it is for the Caliban, the Tier 8 heavy tank that has this auto reloader and has 850 alpha damage on the both shells. So it's an amazing tank on PC. In my opinion, it's not OP. It's probably never going to be the like super OP tank that you may expect from basically a KV2 at Tier 8, considering it has the double kind of pump that you can do with this vehicle. The first shell, I believe, on PC, I've played it quite a bit, has 850 damage, and it takes about like 30 seconds to reload it, and then you reload the second shell and you get obviously 850 damage, but it also takes you quite a long time to or quite a lot less time to reload it, so I think about 20 seconds. So overall we're taking you like 50 seconds to fully reload, and you've got 1700 total damage you can deal in one shell, or two shells, one entire clip, which is amazing. But it definitely is pretty awful if you bounce a shell, and with these kind of World of Tanks console vehicles that Wargaming release, they typically nerf them, and I mean, the Caliban is definitely not needing a nerf, to be honest with you, even though it does have 1700 alpha at Tier 8. We'll talk about what they've been talking about with these auto reloaders, because they know that they've been bringing them in and they've been terrible, basically. And you can see here, this is the statement from Wargaming themselves. Auto-reloaders have been the subject of much debate internally and externally among players. When we release a new auto-loader, we're confident in its ability to perform well with the stats given. However, with each release, we receive similar feedback on these vehicles and ending up getting a more negative reception than a positive one. We've been keeping a close eye on the vehicles due to the feedback received, like the recent AMBT, which was terrible. And for those who are using them, we see they are performing well above average in all performance areas across all skill levels. This shows that these vehicles are effective for their owners. However, even though they are highly effective, their unique playstyle still doesn't appeal to as many players as we'd hope. So, Wargaming aren't earning enough money from these premium tanks, even though they're fairly okay. So, maybe they'll start charging more and making them more OP. I wouldn't be surprised. And with the addition of the Caliban, I'm sure that may be a case. Wargaming, actually, interestingly, are providing 2 guns for the Caliban. So with this in mind, we're trying to experiment with the Caliban, providing 2 gun option. The first gun is the 2-round autoloader, which is in PC, and we've actually done a video just compiling a couple of things about the Caliban itself on PC, so you can have a look at that on the second channel. But yeah, and retains the tank's original pizzazz, so that is what the tank is all about. But this option is for those who are interested in tank but do not find the auto reloader to match well with their playstyle. So this is the single shot that they're talking about. I hope that by giving a choice in guns to suit different playstyles, that the vehicle will be sold more, appeal to more players and see a more positive reception. Definitely sounds like they want to make some more money by selling these tanks. So yeah, there you go. That's typically what it's going to be. You can purchase this vehicle and it has the option of 2 different gun styles. You can see that with the T54E2, the Renegade that was on PC. That one was just a pure kind of single shot on PC. They brought it into console with an actual auto loader, and they brought it in with a single shot at the same time, so you could choose between the 2. It seems like that's what they're going to do with this Caliban. Well, of course, a full review will be coming out next week, so stay tuned for that when the tank actually gets released in the game. So looking forward to doing that review, as I absolutely love the derp tanks, and the British Tier 8 Heavy is definitely a derp. It's more of a tank destroyer than you see it as a traditional heavy tank, but the armor model still works a little bit, at least on PC. So it'll be available in 3 bundles. You get the primed, fully loaded and base variants, obviously all available on August 23rd. Primed, fully loaded and base, they are typically like the base value is probably like 10,000 gold, then your primed value is usually like 13,000, and then, or the fully loaded, and then the primed is the like 14,000 one. So there's not much difference between primed and fully loaded, but between base and fully loaded is about 25% extra to be able to get that. So, it depends. We'll have to wait and see to see the actual pricing. It might be cheaper than that, and that could be potentially pretty good. Other than that, there is a Tier 8, 9 and 10 bonus, so you can play World War II and get Tier 10 silver bonus, except it's extended to Tier 8 and 9, which means that you can combine the silver bonuses from the Tier 10 event, but then put them down to Tier 8 where you can play actual premium tanks, and so you'll be able to combine both the 50% extra or double silver as it was at Tier 10. I don't know if they'll be changing the multiplier, might get down to 1.5 times silver, but I'm assuming it will be times 2 silver, hopefully, fingers crossed. And then you can combine that with the fact that you can get premium tanks, which give you like 60% extra silver per game, which would be really nice. And so you might actually be able to earn decent amounts of silver, and it means that you don't have to play Cold War to be able to earn your silver, at least at the minute. Then you've got early start. Are you within your first 30 days of playing, or are you introducing someone new to the game? For this week, they will earn 50% extra silver and XP across their battles. I am 100% kind of down for this. I think that there should be bonuses or incentives for people to start playing and making it easier for the game. But earning more XP, yes, will be good for them to get through the low tier tanks, which are boring, but at the same amount of time you're probably going to end up with them getting up the tiers faster, and they haven't actually learnt the game at all comparatively to someone that may have taken a little bit longer, and it's less punishing typically down at the lower tiers. So yeah, I don't really know how I feel about the XP increase. It would have been better to give them like double silver, or just literally dump 50% extra silver onto their account and then give them like 1 million silver or something like that. I'd rather have seen that within the game, because at the end of the day, that's going to help them way more than if you were to give them extra XP, or additionally, just give them like 75% discounted equipment or something like that, so they can actually play tanks decently. But nonetheless, it's good. It is overall good, but I would definitely have gone with the approach of trying to move towards more of the silver side and give them equipment and ammunition or something like that will just help them a little bit more. Premium bonus for this week, we will be getting Cold War vehicles again, so this will be the get 50% extra silver and XP for the M3A2 Bradley. You'll also get extra XP towards the Object 268 and the CS63 Tier 5 Plus. So you've got Cold War for the Bradley, then you've got the Object 268, which is amazing. I absolutely love the Object 268. It's one of my favourite tank destroyers in the game, if not my favourite, and hence why I 3 marked it alongside the FE 4005. So yeah, really, really great tanks, and hopefully you enjoy going towards these. The CS63, I have not gone down the entire line, and so probably will be doing that at the same time and making a kind of use out of any of the XP earn ops, or particularly just using my boosters up. Nonetheless, that is pretty much it in terms of the content for next week. It may seem like it was a bit of a short one, but it definitely is very good to see the Caliban finally come into console. I love this tank. I think it's going to be really, really good, really fun. Even if it's like terrible, it will still be fun because you can pen 850 alpha, and I would highly recommend using the auto reloading since this will give you, although it takes ages to reload, it will be so much more fun to derp out 1700 damage in one or a couple of seconds. So I think it's a 3.5 second intraclip reload, so one, and then wait 3.5 seconds and then deal the other shell. So it's really, really fun, and I highly recommend using the auto reloader, but we'll do a full review so you know exactly what that is. Weekly shout out has been combined into this kind of thing by Wargaming, like a graphic. You can see here the battle feats, so you got max combined damage done in the Mauer Breaker was Orihime Inui XD for 8,157 combined damage. Then you've got things like the VK16801, which is the opposite version of the Mauer Breaker, basically the unskinned, with 7,500 by Flying Egg, and max combined damage in the single battle with a pattern was 11,661, which is crazy, by Wintry Sphere. And then max damage in a signal. Slight error there, but nonetheless, FE 4005 was 10,421 damage, so that was actual damage, not combined. So yeah, really nice. Most spotted was done by the Bilai 666 with the T100 LT at 12,924, which is amazing, genuinely amazing. And then the max combined damage was also by Bilu 666, probably in the same game, getting 16,527. Amazing. Yeah, I would love to have one of these games, and hence why the T100 LT is a very, very solid light tank at tier 10. This player has received 2 records, that's why we're sharing both. So yeah, that is crazy. I think that this may be ever. I don't know though, but yeah, congratulations. And of course there are 100,000 battles with WorldStar 3893, Acrid Auto 08, Warrior 1 and Velodia 3000, and 110,000 battles. Like, jeez, the amount of people that have going over 100,000 battles, I have no idea how you do it, but hats off to you for playing this game so much. I am assuming that you play low tiers, which if you're doing it in the high tiers, that's amazing. If you're doing it playing tier 3s, you know, you can play how you want, but not particularly the nicest for newer players in the game, and they're very boring in my opinion. But nonetheless, I hope you have been enjoying your kind of time playing World of Tanks. But there is also the stream question, so we'll go quickly through these in terms of the interesting ones. You can see, what do the developers think about duration of matches? And I'm sure you guys, or you personally, you're going to have some comments on what you think about the duration of some of the matches, you know, the 15-0s and stuff like that, where the game lasts 3 minutes, or potentially maybe the game lasts 15 minutes. Wargaming have said Oh god, it could be 15 minutes of excitement, yeah, or it could be 15 minutes of camping, but we like games to be organic and play out short or long depending on the players. So basically this is like the most cop-out answer I think I've ever heard in my entire life. It could be really fun, or it could be really not fun, but overall we want it to be good. That's basically what they said. I mean, that seems pointless. But yeah, effectively, like, matches should be medium. Obviously, medium being the best of both worlds. It's not too short, it's not too long. That's typically what you want. So, you know, if you were aiming at like 7-minute battles, that would be probably pretty good. Because at the minute, I believe it's somewhere in the region of like 3.5 minutes or 4 minutes for an average battle, and how long it lasts. Yeah, it's crazy. Can we get a Chilean Sherman? We do have an ever-growing tank list, but it can certainly keep it in mind. I doubt that they'll do this. Can we have somewhere in-game to see which skins we own? Do we have a ticket for it, as it's I understand it's hard to search for them, that's true. Any update on returning the GUP tank to the store? This is a licensed tank, so they can start the discussions to try bring it back on sale, but they'll have to actually get the license again to sell it. Any plans to add the UDES 03 as a premium? No plans at this time. When will the French tanks come to Cold War? We're still working on the schedule, but you may see them towards the end of the year. So there may be French tanks in Cold War at the end of the year. Did the prices of premium ammo in Cold War recently get changed? To our knowledge, no, nothing was changed, but if you see changes, then let us know and we will take a look. So could be an error there with the amount of, well, the cost of ammo. Can we get the bucket contract? Yes, you can. It will be here at the end of the month. So another mercenary tanks, that is. Where are the skins for the Chieftain, Challenger, E4, etc.? They will arrive towards the end of the year. Any update on the FV107 low payout of silver? We followed up on this and it seems fine, so there's nothing really major there. Can we see some small maps back in World War II, like Ghost Town and Abbey? We are looking to make a week-long event or weekend event where we bring these maps back. Like, just bring them back forever. Like, I don't get it. Like, genuinely just faffing around, just not doing anything with these maps. It seems like they kind of were releasing maps at a consistent pace every single season, and now we've just come to a stalemate where I think they're just spamming out premium tanks on Cold War and stuff on Cold War that they kind of just can't be asked with the maps anymore. I don't know. I mean, we may see some. They promised that there would be maps this season. Yet to our knowledge, I haven't seen any come back, and yeah, it's getting a bit stale playing the exact same maps and wanting to play things like Ensk or Erlenberg or just, well, not Erlenberg, but yeah, Ruenberg, that's it. Any news on the Ramrod contract? It's not scheduled yet, but will eventually come around. Any other pre-C premiums come to console? Yes, we have many tanks, so we're looking at it. It's just scheduling which ones to bring over. And will the Armadillo get a buff? Escape, move on, since he got a nerf. It's still performing really well at 52% win rate, so no is the answer. So there you go. Those are kind of probably not the best answers you're wanting to see, and I'm hoping that we do actually get maps, because that's been a bugbear of mine. I've been calling for them for ages. It seems like they've just kind of put them right at the back of the list. That's why I get a little bit annoyed about it, but nonetheless, I'm sure you guys will leave your comments in the comment section down below, and I highly recommend you do that. It really helps out the channel, and obviously you guys get to answer any of your questions that you have. Obviously, if you have any requests for videos coming up, if you want to see any PC tanks that you want to see what they're like before they come onto console, then let me know as well. And yeah, hopefully you guys have had a brilliant weekend, and I hope you continue to have a great rest of your week and next week. Thank you very much, and I'll see you there. Goodbye.